Yes, it's been a very long road to 3.18. That is quite an understatement indeed. So, embedded
The difference
testing
between
here,
embedded
what is
QA
this about?
and general QA is that.
All right, so environment art QA tester. So it is still about location, but we'll have a first segment here with testing those new locations,
We
I
work
suppose.
closely with the development teams.
We provide direct feedback to locations and features that they are working on.
So for me,
yeah, that is extremely important. Their work is extremely important because, for example, let's say that they have some collision issues. These are the guys who will be telling directly to developers, hey, you know, this place, we cannot walk through those stairs because for some reason we're blocked. Or, hey, this place, if we walk here at that place, you know, we're falling down the planet, you know, because if this job is not being done, then it is going to be up to us, first as Evocati testers, and then as wave 1 or wave 2 to be experiencing those bugs, and then people will be complaining, right? So it's very important for them to see if those new locations that are coming into the verse are actually working properly, are playable, and it is tedious. They have to try things over and over again, but their contribution here is actually quite invaluable.
that's the lighting team and the interactables team.
I work hand in hand with the various different content teams, so Sandbox 1 to EUL1, EUL2.
Yeah, because the lighting team is kind of one of the teams that work on things right at the end. It's usually the case.
Lighting, yeah, very important. I forgot lighting, but of course, lighting is also very important. You want lighting to highlight the places that needs to be seen or visible by the players. You also don't want to have the players blinded by an excessive amount of lighting, or have some kind of lighting that would create seizures for sometimes of players as well. So these are the guys also who will be giving feedback, testing in game, and giving recommendations whether or not there are going to have to be some adjustments on what the devs are creating.
Where I'm kind of jumping on a location just before the rest of the QA.
Yes, actually, I've seen the leaks of the new ship.
Specifically art-related issues, that could be things like missing materials, replace me textures.
Oh yes, replace me textures. So especially what we're talking about here, maybe you guys have seen that in when we've had some PTUs, right? When you see those replace balls, the big orange balls which have a message called replace me on top of them. It's very annoying when you see them, right? These are obviously placeholders, materials. And it seems like, sometimes we do see them, but these guys must see plenty of those, and they obviously need to be replaced all the time, right? I like what they are seeing here. Looks like some kind of derelict location on the screen. I hope that we'll see more of those.
QA, they would have to put in a bug report, it gets sent off to production, and they send it over to the appropriate artist or designer. Whereas for me, I'm essentially cutting out the middleman. I can just directly go to a developer or an artist or designer and say, hey, I've noticed this issue, is this intended?
There we go, right? This is what we as players can't really do. The best thing that we can do when we find something in PTU phase is fill in an issue council report. But because there are thousands of us putting in thousands of issue reports, it's very difficult to prioritize and tell the developers, hey, this is really serious, maybe you guys need to do that. But if they are in the same office as the developers, then obviously it's much easier for them to figure out, what maybe needs to be prioritized over what other fix.
Giving them real-time feedback and bugs.
The idea is that we find and iron out any of the issues before it is delivered directly to the QA department, so they can then get it out to the wider...
Hey, Gruffus, how's it going? Doing all right?
The wider public.
Okay, so the convention
Right
center
now,
here for 3.17.4, 3.17.4, which is in PTU phase right now. You can try out the different rooms. Sometimes they have ships, sometimes they are empty. They have different playtests every day for, like, last time it was just a half an hour. But nevertheless, it's still there, and they're also testing bugs, whether or not they're working. Recently, they've had issues with people buying merchandise that's actually not working. So hopefully this will be fixed as well, right? How do you feel? How do I feel about soft dev coming in 3.18? Well, Gruffus, this is a video that's coming in about 48 hours, so it will come over the weekend. I have finished writing the script. I'm going to push the Inside Star Citizen videos first, and then these will be on YouTube. They will be available on Discord as well. If you have joined our Discord channel, we have a video sharing contest that can get you to win a Spirit E1. And so it's a nice little giveaway there. Also, if you want to have automatic access to that giveaway, you can also become a Patreon or a YouTube member. But anyway, let's continue.
The Drake Interplanetary are kind of taking hold this year. They run
nice little hologram here. I love that Drake is finally getting the spotlight for one of those Expo, because especially when it comes to the Invictus Fleet Launch Week, you know, they've got their own special day. They're like left out. Nobody wants to see Drake because of their strange relationships, right, with some organizations, to say the least. And having the spotlight this year, sponsoring the event. Obviously, we're gonna have a new Drake ship, right? Maybe it's called Qatar. I don't know. Anyway, you don't like Drake, Gruffers? Oh, shame on you, Gruffers, for not liking Drake. These ships are awesome. They look like Star Wars ships, you know. They put a hit on Jax. Oh, I don't think so, but anyway, we'll see, right? Yeah, I like the color. Very aggressive, you know, very passionate. People are passionate about Drake, or they're passionately hating Drake. So yeah, but there's always passion around Drake.
in the show. Theme-wise, it's very different.
Look at that. The war at home. Yeah, Drake, we're Drake Interplanetary. We're giving power to the people with a war at home. So cool. You give an exception to the Caterpillar. The Caterpillar is quite cool. I think you're gonna like the Corsair Drake.
That's not just sort of simple color changes. It's kind of the overall feel of the event. The floor layouts have also changed, so the lights that are going to be lighting up the ships are going to be all different.
Also, they got the Drake colors even for the other manufacturers. That is pretty cool. I wonder if we're gonna get some red paints as well. You know, best in show, we're gonna have the best in the show paints as well every year during the Expo. I really wonder if we're going to have those color schemes as well. Do you think that this has a double meaning here? The red, it's definitely very Crimson Blood-ish. Very aggressive indeed. Perhaps this is related to 3.18, which is going to see a lot of blood being poured, especially cargo holder blood being poured. Do you see what I mean? Vandal? No, not Vandal Access. I think it's more... I think the devs know that 3.18 is going to be... all about piracy, and pirates are gonna have a great time. So I think that's reminiscent of what's coming up here. No, I have not seen the best in show skins yet, Grofus.
Basically, I need to make sure that, well, the events aren't dark to begin with, lighting the ships on display correctly, the various environment probes around the area are reacting correctly to the environment. Oh dear,
NPC bowling, very interesting. This is so fun. That is very cool.
Color grades working correctly. You know, the atmospheric fog that's placed in the area by the team is present and wrapped into light.
Yes, we need to have the little fog here for the drama.
I think the lighting team have done a great job. I think the environment teams in general have done a great job, but because I sort of am speaking for the lighting team, I really like what they've done. Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Great. I haven't seen that yet, so I'll be looking forward to testing it. Oh, 318 new outposts. All right.
They weren't initially meant to come out for 318. When 317 came out, we had just initially 5 derelict outposts on Microtech, but now we're times that by 7. So when 318 rolls out,
whoa. They had 5 derelict outposts. This has been timed by 7. That means 35. Yep, Grofus, there we go, right? You know, when I was saying, whoa. That's actually the time I took to compute it. Okay, 7, let's see, remember. I'm terrible at math. 35, of course. 35 derelict outposts. So they must have put them in a lot of different places, not just Daymar. I would love to see some of those outposts as well, and you know, some of the crazy moons around Microtech, or you know, give some of those derelict outposts on some of the moons of ArcCorp as well. ArcCorp, the ArcCorp area needs a little bit of love as well, right? So let's see what they have.
35 derelict outposts.
He just said it, right? I should have waited. He did say it. What do we have here? This definitely looks like some outposts here. Derelict outposts on Hurston.
10 on Microtech, 10 on Hurston.
All right, 10 on Microtech, 10 on Hurston, and
between 1 to 6 on various different moons throughout the Stanton system.
All right, so I didn't say ArcCorp, but some of those extra outposts will be on the different moons. Okay, so 10 Microtech, 10 Hurston, and I forgot where. Very cool.
Well, the players can go through and explore the environment. They can look for loot boxes.
Yes, that's what we want. But every time I go to an outbox, to an outpost, I cannot find those loot boxes. Last time I went there, same, couldn't find anything. But I do hope that they're gonna have some juicy loot here, subscriber items, awesome weapons, right, that we can't find in shops, unfortunately.
So they can get a munch or...
So what do we have here? Oh yeah, some gems as well that you can sell further on the line as well.
A multi-tool or just things that they could sell at kiosks.
Yes,
and
very
there
good.
Are also delivery missions as well, similar to ones that you've seen in 3.17.
Oh, I love those delivery missions that we have in 3.17 at the Outpost, especially, and I made a video about that. You know, you take an STV, you take a ground vehicle, and you run over the NPCs that are there, and then you take that box and just get out of here. It is so much fun. One day I've actually tried. It's too bad I was not recording, and that felt so bad. But you can actually take an STV, go inside the cutlass that lands and ram the NPCs inside the cutlass. It's very fun too. Of course, in the future, it's not going to be happening. NPCs will be able to detect players in ground vehicles. They will be much more responsive. But as of right now, it's something that you can do, and it's a lot of fun.
Where the players will go to a derelict.
Oh, cool. There you go, sniping, right? And I do like the extra range that you have because you're outside. NPCs are also able to walk outside as well, thanks to planetary navigation mesh. And so this gives access to a whole new range of FPS gameplay with weapons that before were not necessarily that useful.
Outpost, which is occupied by 9 tails. Take them out, get the delivery box, and deliver it to wherever it needs to go.
All right. Oh, looks like this is sensitive cargo. Did you guys see that? Yeah, that's definitely the sensitive cargo that we get to see in the Xenothreat event too. So gonna have to be careful with those boxes, hopefully, because that's the problem, you know. And that's why these boxes here were not working very well. At least those missions were not working very well before, was because, you know, you get some restriction. You can't go into Quantum Drive, or you have a time limit. And we were paid only, you know, 11,000 Alpha UEC, so no one was wasting that time for 11,000 Alpha UEC. So I hope that these missions are going to have some kind of reputation lock. And so once you get that reputation threshold, they're going to be giving you those missions, and those missions, because you would have to get at the high reputation threshold, are going to be paying much more, and thus will be worth our time, because the previous missions with those sensitive cargo boxes were not really worth it.
So some of the issues that we've seen so far with the Derelict Outpost are related to AI. As you might have seen in CitizenCon, there have been some updates to the combat AI.
Yes, that AI was quite scary. This was actually the giveaway question for the month of October. The question was, what did you guys think of the AI? How dangerous do you think it is? So it looks like we are going to get a preview, perhaps, or the concretization of the work on that AI in 3.18. I think that it would be amazing, but of course it would depend on server performance as well. That's the big problem with AI. It's always related to servers, but they did say that they have completely rewritten the way that AI works. They have rewritten the code for AI, so it's also possible that with that rewriting of the code, maybe the AI is going to be more responsive, even if the servers are still not in a great state. So I think it's going to be a wait and see type of scenario.
It's
here.
kind of slowly making its way into the PD. So there's a few teething issues there, just to make sure that the AI are actually working correctly within the daily outpost on the planets, and hopefully not walking into walls.
Oh, I see. So it's more of a collision issue here, but they do seem to have, you know, those search and destroy, seek and destroy type of behavior here. And but as always, you know, it's always different when you are showing something here, and inside Star Citizen and the reality in game, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see.
It's got a lot of content coming. With say like PES, for instance. It has been a bit more of a challenging release, just because obviously the new issues that are coming up because of PES.
Yes, we did talk about it in yesterday's video on the channel as well, persistent density streaming, which is having its load of issues indeed, and it seems like 3.18, at least the Evo Caddy, seems to be stalling. It's been quite a while, almost a month now, isn't it? That the Evo Caddies have been have had a few patches, actually, and those patches have had time limits as well. So it's not been doing that smoothly so far, and a lot of players, myself included, are quite worried about even in early December. I don't believe we're gonna see 3.18 early December, at best before Christmas, because they always try to push for a patch before Christmas. Maybe it's gonna be a PTU before Christmas, but yeah, it needs a lot of work.
But I think that the teams are,
of course,
tackling
Axis,
it
we knew it
as
would be
quickly as they
wrong.
possibly can. We're thankful that we're getting the extra time to kind of really flesh it out and make sure that it's a quality release for the players.
Well, I guess that we'll see, guys. But anyway, let me know in the comment section down below. How do you think those new locations are going to be affecting the way that you play in 3.18? What location do you think is going to be best for new Derelict outposts? I would love to see those outposts on Hurston, but maybe you guys would like to try them out in different places as well. Well, if you answer the question and subscribe to the channel, you can get to win a Crusader Spirit E1. Also, as I said, feel free to join our video sharing contest on Discord. I haven't put any videos for share yet, but it will come over this weekend, and we got another E1 to give away there as well. Good luck to everyone. Of course, if you want to support the channel on Patreon or YouTube, you have automatic access.